Hi everyone and welcome to this Google Hangout with Glenna Rice, Andrew Gardella and Jennifer Randive. So welcome everyone. I'm so excited to talk to all of you guys.
So am I. Thanks for
Hi.
having me on and setting this up.
Yeah, it's so much fun and also my favorite topic, bodies.
hmm I heard you have lots of questions that have been sent in, so I'm excited to hear what they are and what people want to change with their bodies.
Let me pull it out. So, Jenny, do you want to say anything?
All I'm saying is I'm damn excited to have Glenna and Andrew coming in. And I know we're going to create a lot of magic around bodies. And instead of wasting time now with me talking, let's get cracking and see what we can actually get out from these two amazing beings that are sitting there. We're so looking forward to you guys coming in. Let's start, babes.
Okay, great. So the first question is, my body has Hashimoto's disease, an
hmm
autoimmune disease. What questions can I ask to change this? What is it that creates this?
Well, what creates Hashimoto's disease? Yeah, it's different for everybody what the creation of that is. It's an autoimmune disorder, and there's a lot of body processes that could possibly create some change. But the first thing I would ask someone that's created that is, what is the value of creating Hashimoto's disease for them? Actually, the first question I would ask would be truth. Do you actually have Hashimoto's disease? And you want to be looking at if it's light or heavy, if it's a yes or a no, because it might be something that it's mimicking that or appearing like Hashimoto's that actually isn't that. Or there's some value in creating the symptoms of it. I would talk to them a lot about what the symptoms are showing up and what would it take to change those. And what if you could completely change your reality with your body so this disease didn't even have to exist? And I know there's been a few people in Access that have had Hashimoto's that either have it's gone completely or the symptoms have gone away.
Okay, also, Glenna, can you talk a little bit to what exactly is Hashimoto's?
It's um, it's an autoimmune disorder that affects the thymus and
Thyroid.
creates thyroid.
Thyroid.
Sorry, I know how it is, but which one is it? Thyroid, thymus, the thyroid, and it creates a lot of fatigue in their body. That's usually one of the symptoms. Andrew, do you have anything else to add to that?
Just that it's a metabolic disorder.
A metabolic disorder, right? And they often have to go on thyroid medication for it, and people have decreased the need for the medication and reduced their symptoms. But it creates a lot of fatigue in the body, and so they could also ask, what are they sick and tired of? And uncreate and destroy everything that is. So everything you're sick and tired of, and everywhere you are attacking or destroying your body with an immune disorder, would you like to uncreate and destroy all of that? And then we're right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And those of you who don't know what I just said, it's the Access Clearing Statement, and you can go to the accessclearingstatement.com and get more information. It's basically a big cosmic vacuum cleaner that sucks all the limitation out so you can have more clarity around what you want to change.
Awesome. Next question. I have a deep desire to be and show my beauty, but no matter how intense the desire is, I do not take action.
A desire to what? I missed the first. You kind of cut out on that. An intense desire to
show my beauty.
show your beauty. Okay. And no matter what, she can't do it?
Yes.
Is that what she's? Okay. Is that true? It doesn't quite read that she doesn't show her beauty. So who does that actually belong to would be a question I would ask. Is that actually true that she's not showing her beauty, or has she bought this reality's point of view that everybody's running that they're not beautiful? Because most people are running that reality that they're not pretty, they're not beautiful, they're not good enough, they don't look like everybody else, they need to look like the fashion models or the people they see on the magazines. And then they judge themselves continuously by comparing themselves to what other people look like, never seeing the actual beauty they are. And your point of view creates your reality. And if your point of view is that you're not beautiful and you're not showing your beauty, that is what you're creating. So all of your points of views and decisions, judgments, and conclusions that you're not beautiful that don't allow you to actually see the beauty you truly are, because we've been bringing for all of that for everybody listening.
Yeah.
Times Godzillion. Yeah? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Well, that was a cute smile, Andrew. I think it just changed. It changed all of you guys. Woo! It works on everybody. It works on guys, too. And what energy, space, and consciousness could your body be that created more beauty than you could ever possibly imagine?
Wow.
That's a cool button.
Yeah.
Awesome. The next one. I have been blessed over the years with good health. What seems to limit me the most these days is the lack of energy and enthusiasm for doing things. I used to have an endless list of interests and activities that I loved and enjoyed doing from morning till night. Now I'm burned out, tired of all of it, and don't really want to do much of anything. Everything is chore, duty, or obligation, not fun. So, can you talk about improving energy and enjoying a return to the natural vision and joint movement? So there's a whole bunch of stuff there.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And you guys are welcome to pipe in with any information you have about any of these questions, too. You're all access facilitators. You've all been to body classes, and you'll have a lot of awareness about bodies also, because the body classes give you more awareness of the energies that you know and you have available to you with your body. So anything that you guys perceive about these questions, please, you can say stuff too. So there's something about that that's a lie, is what I'm perceiving. So is there a truth with a lie attached? I'm wondering if before, now I don't know what changed with this woman, or I think it's a woman. What changed with her so that she's not enjoying the activities she did before? The truth was she actually doing those activities for more obligation. And that the obligation has changed, and now she doesn't have this other motivating factor that she used to have to create the things that she enjoys in her life. I would say, truth, what would be fun for me? And ask that question a lot. What would be fun for me to do today? What would bring me joy? What would create, like if I chose to do X, Y, or Z, what would that create? What would that create for my future? What would that create in 5 years? What would my life look if I chose this? Would it create more joy for me to choose this? And all of the judgment she has that she's tired and that she's not doing the things she loves anymore. To uncreate and destroy all of those also, because that's really going to keep her from seeing and being aware of what she's actually doing for fun, enjoyment that's actually there. I mean, it just may be something completely changed. And body, ask your body, what would you like to do for fun? If it'd like to exercise, or what it would like to eat, what activities, what creations, what things would it like to help you institute in your life that would bring you more joy? You can talk to your body, because your body's the one that does a lot of the institution. Its body's the one that does the movement and the exercise and the activities, and even the one that cleans your house. So body, what would be fun today? And the things that aren't fun, hire someone to do them.
Do you want to talk about returning to vision and joint movement?
Yeah, Jennifer, you had something you were saying?
No, I was just wanting to say one of the things that I use very often is, Buddy, what is it that you know that I don't know that'll change this right away?
That's a great question. Yeah. What do you know? So everything you're pretending and everything you're pretending
is right away.
Yeah. It'll change this right away. So everything you're pretending you don't know that your body knows, and everything you're pretending you can't be aware of that your body knows, and everything you're denying that your body knows, you guys be willing to uncreate and destroy all of that.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, there's not a lot of joy, joy and fun and lightness in this reality. So knowing what is fun and joyful is really something different. We've not been asked that in our lifetime very often. And we often misidentify and misapply it as like going to a festival or a fair or something like that, or laughing a lot. But joy is actually a peace and an ease with receiving everything. So one of the things that's joyful is that everything in your life comes to you with ease. Like the Access mantra, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, really is about the peace. Part of that is about the peace of everything coming to you with ease. So even if there's things that you think you don't like to do, or you've decided you don't like to do, with that, by saying all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory like 10 times a day, those things will start to become very different. Very different. They can things that you don't like, you may have decided you don't like, actually are creating more for you than you know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
It
does.
does too.
Yeah.
A- And the other part of it is that what you said in the beginning, it's like a lot of it is from obligations and from we should be doing it and quote unquote, this is the way it should be done.
Right.
And when you actually go to question what would be fun for me, that's when all of that starts to shift and change as well.
Yeah, you can just feel the obligation that I should be having fun. How that stops fun right away. I should be enjoying my life. I should be enjoying things that I do. I should be doing things that I enjoy is all looking for an answer, and it's a conclusion that you should be. It's not a question. What would be fun to do today? Maybe it's sitting on your couch doing nothing. Maybe, and it doesn't have to look the same every single day. Millions and millions of things can bring you joy and peace and ease and fun with your body and with your life you're living in your reality, and they're all going to look different. So it's to get the awareness of what creates that peace and the joy, and when you have it, to acknowledge it and go, yeah, that's that energy that I want more of in my life. How could it get even better than that? How can I have more of it? How can I create more of that? Without a conclusion about what it looks like, because it's going to look different all the time.
We have a lot of people that go through some of the access classes, and they always get to a point where they lose all sense of motivation as like the factor for doing things. So I don't know how much access this person had, but we see it pretty commonly where people just end up, they're like, well, I don't know what to choose now because there's no they're not functioning from obligation anymore. And when they don't function from obligation anymore, they're kind of lost because they're like, well, what do I choose? I don't have anything that's necessary, or I'm not obligated to choose anything. And so we just start giving people questions like, what would be fun today, like Glenna was saying, or just what would I like to choose? And just to keep choosing, because one of the big tools we give people, is 10-second increments. So to choose in 10-second increments, say, okay, that 10 seconds is over. What would I like to choose now? Oh, I'd like to lie on the couch. Okay, lie on the couch. Okay, that 10 seconds is over. What would you like to do now? Oh, I'll watch some TV. Okay, that's over. What do you want to do now? Go for a run. And you just keep choosing, and you kind of get in the habit and develop the muscle of just realizing you can choose anything you'd like to choose, and then all you have to do is choose it.
And to know that nothing you've ever chosen has been wrong. Sometimes choices don't work as well. It's like, oh, that didn't work so well. Choosing to go and do that today really wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. Okay, what else could I do? Without making yourself wrong for that choice.
Yeah, that's.
I think there's something over here that people experience a lot, and that is about obligation.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of obligation that is on the family obligation, the kids' obligations, to be able to earn money obligation, and to be able to shift that. How can people be put into a space where they are not going ballistic and making them wrong and judging themselves? And how could we actually shift that, Glenna? What was something like that?
I think one of the things is, even if I know I'm doing something from obligation, I just start asking what it would take for me to have fun with this, or what could I be that I could have more fun than I can imagine with this. Because whether it's like, and some of the stuff you have is like, like you have to clean your house every once in a while if you don't want to live in a big guy or hire someone. So it's like you can just ask questions like, how can I have fun with this, or what can I be that would make this fun? Maybe you start dancing around doing it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and we talked about choice a bit. Andrew was talking about it, choosing in 10 seconds. So to create your life not from obligation but from choice is a really different energy, that you're choosing to be, do, and create all the things that are required in your life to create the life you'd like to have, and not creating it from a place of obligation. When you do obligation, you're stopping the choice. You're pretending actually that you don't have choice. I know I have 3 kids, I'm a single mom, I have a lot of responsibilities and obligations from this reality's point of view, but if I create them from that way, they are not fun. They're heavy and a drudgery, and I don't want to do them, and I resent my kids, and I resent my life, and I resent all the things that are going on. If I do it from choice, knowing I'm choosing to have a life that looks that way, I'm choosing to care for my children the way I am, I'm choosing to be a mother. I mean, that's not something I have to do. In this reality, there's things that, I could die tomorrow and not be a mother anymore. I could run off to Hawaii and let wolves raise my kids, because they'd be happy with that. They could probably find a wolf in a second to raise them. But those are things I'm not choosing. And when I became really aware that it was a choice, It was always a choice to do the things that are required in my life to create it the way that it would work for me. The heaviness of obligation goes away. So everywhere you've been creating your life from obligation and not from choice, so you limit the possibilities of contribution to what you would like to create as your future. Can we uncreate and destroy all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Woo! Ha! I think that was it. That was cool.
All right.
So there's this question. Right now, okay, I'm struggling with communicating with my body. Right now, I feel that it is a monologue I'm having. That is me asking questions and getting no awareness. So, what can I do to change this?
Okay, so everywhere you decided what awareness looks like for your body, what the awareness is going to be like it'll be a thought in your head or something really obvious and loud, and your body will just say, I would like to have this today. Can we uncreate and destroy all of that? Yeah. Because you don't know what this looks like.
Yes.
You really don't. You haven't had an awareness, or you haven't built the muscle of what it's like to communicate with your body and perceive the awarenesses it gives you. Because no one taught you that when you were a kid. This is not something this reality even speaks about. This is really new for a lot of people, and it's okay if you don't get it right away. So all the ways you have decided what it's supposed to look like when you talk to your body, based on what other people are doing or have said, or your facilitators have said. Can we uncreate and destroy all of that insanity?
Yes.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Your body will give you awarenesses in tons of different ways, and it's different for everybody. Some people will hear things that are very clear. Some people will have sensations or feelings in their body. Sometimes you'll just walk into some room or walk into a shop and know that's what your body would like to have. And when you get this feather touch of awareness, every single time you acknowledge it, when you get it, it's like a feather touch. It becomes more and more substantial and easier to become aware of. So it's to acknowledge it, be grateful for it, and ask for more. Thank your body. Wow, okay, I just became aware of that. That's my body talking to me. How cool is that? Thank you, body. And how does it get even better than that? What else can you tell me? What else can you tell me? What else can you allow me to be aware of? And everywhere you made yourself wrong for missing it, because we've done that for lifetimes after lifetimes. That's not a problem. We're really good at missing it. If you do it again, you're going to be okay. Acknowledge when you get the awareness and you can have more. Andrew, did you have something to add? It looked like you were going to add something in there.
No.
No, okay.
She also asks, can my body help me quit smoking?
Okay. If your body wants to. Yeah, who does that belong to is a good question with smoking. And because it's an incredibly judged activity, and it's got a lot of press out there about how absolutely terribly horrible it is for your body, and a lot of people choose smoking to kill their body. It's a great way to do it. I mean, we have bodies that could live for hundreds of years. We have to try lots of things to kill them off by 80 or 90. Smoking's one of the things people will choose. So if your body, you need to ask your body if it likes to smoke. Some bodies actually like it. There's something about tobacco or nicotine that some bodies enjoy. My body likes to smoke sometimes, and I know other bodies do. But I'm always in a question with that. If my body doesn't like it, it's very clear to me that it doesn't want to be around smoke or to smoke. And when it does, there's a lot of ease with it. But it's really, really hard to see that with all the judgments. So all the judgments, conclusions, decisions, and everything, all the projections, expectations, conclusions about smoking that have been put on you and your body that are creating the destruction of your body because you've smoked or have been a smoker or are a smoker, and everything about being a smoker, can we uncreate and destroy all of that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And a lot of people have quit smoking because their bodies didn't enjoy it, just from the question of truth. Body, do you want to smoke? Do you like smoking? And other people have realized their body actually likes it and has ease with it. So it's really a choice, but you've got to ask your body because it's the one that's smoking. And if you're forcing that on your body, it's going to have to work really, really hard to detoxify all the time. And you can also ask truth, am I choosing to smoke to kill my body? Or is smoking going to kill my body is another great question to ask. And you have to be really vulnerable with yourself asking that question. But we could do that could be with anything. It doesn't have to just be with smoking. It can be with overeating or eating food your body doesn't like, or doing activities your body doesn't like, or drinking a lot of alcohol or any kind of drugs. All these things, if you're using them to destroy your body, you need to ask if that's what you're doing. Am I using this to destroy my body, or is it something I actually enjoy? And if you can be vulnerable with yourself and be clear on that point of view, then you're going to have a lot more ease with the things you're choosing. Because we're always choosing things that don't work for our body. That's so common in this reality. So what are some of the things that you guys are choosing that don't work for your body that you've been aware of, or that you've changed?
For me, overeating. I just stuff my face all the time.
You're not right now, so it's not all the time.
Chocolate and so without even asking the body, he's like, "Yalla, let's eat something." You know, just sometimes feeling bored and putting stuff in your mouth just because sheer boredom.
Okay, so Jennifer,
what did you really want this? And it was like,
yeah. So are there any? So can I ask you another question? Are there any conclusions? Are there any conclusions in anything you just said?
Yes, major.
Yeah, there was like I stuff my face all the time. I'm eating all the time. But right now you're not eating, so that's not true. I haven't seen you eat anything since we started the hangout. So you're not eating all the time, right? You don't eat when you sleep. So all the conclusions and I eat all the time that has to create that reality. Can we uncreate and destroy that from it? Because you're not the only one that says stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And do you enjoy having things like, eating things when you're doing stuff? Do you enjoy having things in your mouth? Is that something that your body enjoys doing? Truth. I know you've been told it must be a wrongness somewhere, but it's something that you enjoy.
Yes, I like that. I like to snack. I love to have a chocolate bar. It makes you feel good.
So does your body enjoy it without it being a feeling? Is it something that gives your body joy?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay. So if you ask from that question, look at the smile on your face. Do you guys see the difference just in that awareness? Their body was like, oh, she asked me. Yeah.
Glenna, and you can give the story of what does your daughter do? She eats a lot of potato chips. What does she do with the potatoes?
Well, my daughter, my middle child, my oldest daughter, is 5'5" and 102 pounds, I believe. I don't know what that is in kilos because I know you guys probably don't use pounds. It's an American thing. But she's really, really light. She's so light that she went to give blood at school and she didn't weigh enough. She was too skinny. But she eats all the time. I mean, she eats a lot of food. Not all the time, but she eats a lot. She'll eat a whole bag of salt and vinegar potato chips in a sitting. And she asks her food to make her thinner.
Wow.
How amazing is that? Amazing tool.
Yeah, if I eat you, will you make me thinner? And she'll eat a whole steak in one sitting. And she enjoys her food, and she's never had a point of view. And I've never, ever asked any of my kids to eat something they didn't want to eat. I've never asked them to clean their plate. How many of you guys are asked to clean your plate at dinner?
Oh, my God. All the time.
Yeah, and what does that create? Awareness for your body, or do you have to force stuff into your mouth you don't want so your parents don't get mad at you? Yeah, it's like eating to avoid punishment. That's a weird one. So all the ways you've eaten to avoid punishment, can we uncreate and destroy all of that?
Yes.
Eaten to not disappoint other people. Yeah, to not disappoint other people and not to make your parents, friends, family, relatives upset. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. That's an interesting one.
A bit
yeah.
And what about waste the food that is on your plate because other people don't have enough to eat? So you've got to actually finish everything on the plate.
Yeah, it's kind of silly, isn't it, when you think about it? Because, yeah, they don't have it, and they're not going to get this stuff on my plate either because they're not here. I mean, it's not possible for them to get this stuff on my plate. So it's a kind of strange little lie that you tell people or kids that someone else, you eat everything. It's totally from poverty consciousness. So all the ways you've eaten from poverty consciousness because there won't be any more food tomorrow, probably especially growing up in a country like India, that might be kind of a powerful message that you were listening to and growing up. So all of that stuff, all the lies of poverty consciousness with eating and food Would you guys like to uncreate and destroy all of that?
Yes,
Right, wrong, good and
absolutely.
bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I mean, it's interesting a country like India with I don't know how many billion people. I don't know how many people are there. There is. I
One
mean,
billion.
everyone. 1 billion. Yeah, there are people that are thin and starving. You hear about that. You see some people, but basically, you're feeding 1 billion people with total ease.
Wow.
A lot of people eat in India every single day with really amazing food. So how many lives of consciousness actually exist in India or this entire planet that keep us from having the awareness of what our body would actually like to choose? Or actually could be. Keep us from the joy of embodiment. That's what it keeps us from. So everything that is, you got all the lies of poverty consciousness is the lie of it's a lack, that there's not enough to go around. So all the lies of poverty consciousness that keep your body from the joy of embodiment it could truly have, can we uncreate and destroy all of that?
Yes.
Whew.
Yes.
I like that one. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
So there's this really interesting question. If bodies are supposed to heal themselves, then why does chronic disease stay forever?
They're supposed to wet themselves?
To heal themselves.
Feel or heal?
Heal.
Heal. So why does chronic disease take place? Because we love it. Because we choose it and we create it and it totally has value for us. I mean, what does disease create for you? What does it mean to you? What does being sick and miserable and having problems with your body create for you? In one thing, it allows you to fit in with all the other people that are miserable and have pain in their body. It allows you to get attention sometimes. That doesn't always read as much, but it does allow you to change things in your life. Sometimes it's the only choice you have possible to change things. How many people have gotten a chronic disease to get out of a job they hated? Or to get out of marriage they hated?
Yeah.
So all of the chronic disease states you have created to change something you've wanted to change in your life versus just asking for it to change. Can we uncreate and destroy all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And there's also can be where you duplicate or mimic the energy of other people's disease states. Like, is it even yours? Like you get, every cold and flu season, one person catches a cold and that gets really popular and everyone in school has to catch it too. And how many people actually had that cold or virus? So there's who does it belong to is a really good question to ask with that, because the symptoms of that, the creation of that chronic disease may never have been yours in the first place. And then if you have been to the doctor, which most people with chronic diseases have, they give you a litany of all the things that are wrong with you and all the problems you're going to have, you should have, or you're, potentially can have. And if you're a creator of magnitude with your body, you'll start creating those just from the awareness of what you could create. So all the projections, expectations, conclusions, judgments, separations of your body from the diseases you have decided you have, can we uncreate and destroy? And everyone that's projected that on you, can we destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Wow. So how
Yeah.
does one activate the damaged or dead cells in one's body?
We don't want to activate the dead cells. You want to get rid of them and create new ones.
Oh, cool.
You don't want dead cells hanging around. You just need to detoxify, get rid of those. Your body is changing constantly. Like people have so little awareness of how often it's changing. Just your intestinal tract, the cells in your intestinal tract are new every 3 or 4 days. Your red blood cells are all new within a week. Your bones, like 3 to 6 months. So there's no cells in your body that actually stay for a long time. Your body's creating itself new almost every single day. So how would you like to create that every single day? What would you choose if you could choose to create your body every single day? What we're usually doing is just recreating the things that we've created before. And if you know that you want to get rid of those old cells, your body's really good at doing it. It's been doing since the day you were conceived. It's been getting rid of old cells and creating new ones, and it's really good at that. So what would it take to have even more of that, greater than you can imagine?
Wow.
And damaged cells, yeah, ask your body to, what would it take to get rid of those, or what to change them. There is some question I'm not really clear on now that we could ask about that. So everywhere all the Andrew, do you know something about this? You keep popping up on the screen, so there's some awareness you have
About
about
dead cells?
damaged cells. There might be a.
I don't really. I think it's more a body processing. That's a lot of like what the body processes do.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Start to undo and unlock the dysfunction in the body, and your body just starts getting rid of it with a lot of ease.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's more
the body
of a body process than a verbal clearing.
So we could talk a little bit about the body class because we haven't talked about that. It's the 3-day workshop coming up in Dubai that Nilfer and Jennifer are hosting for me. And so it's 3 days of receiving these amazing body processes, and a lot of them are regenerating and recreating things that, states of your body that create more peace and ease. And there's 50 different body processes, and I can't go into all of them now, but they allow you to have this ease with changing your body. And I mean, I've had people come in that had fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome, which is a chronic disease, that just took 2 body classes and no longer had any of the symptoms. They'd had it for years. And it was just coming in and asking their body what processes would help change this. And those processes in the 3 days of the clearings allowed their body to completely get rid of all the symptoms of chronic fatigue. And that's one of those, in this reality, diseases that don't change very easily. Anything else you guys want to add about the body class?
It's awesome.
It is just so amazing. I remember when I went into my first body class, this was like two years ago. I had so much pain in my body. It was like unbelievable, the amount of pain that I had, and I was living with pain all the time, And it was only when I did my second body class after a year, and I was paired up with this girl who had been in a car accident, and she had an intensity of pain which I used to have before. So I would like look at her, and I would just, get the ease in my body, and I would go, oh my God, I used to be in that place 1 year ago.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how different it can be? It's so different that you almost don't even remember that it was that it was the way it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, I find that a lot. Yeah, and pain is an awareness your body is giving you always. It can be an awareness that there's something broken or damaged, but often it's an awareness of something else. And once you have the awareness, the pain can just go away. So the body class allows you to have such a greater communion with your body, because we release a lot of the barriers and the judgments and conclusions about what a body is, so you can start to talk with it more. So when you have these aches, pains, problems, whatever they are that you're creating, you can start asking questions, or you just stop defining the awarenesses you have or the intensities of your body as pain. And then you don't have pain anymore. You have a completely different reality where pain doesn't exist anything like it used to. In fact, you can have a completely different reality where pain doesn't exist, which is the target I have with people that are coming to the class. The target I have with this class is really to empower people to know, to create more, to know what their body knows, and to have a greater communion with their body, and to unlock and become aware of the energies that they have available to change anything with their body, with the earth, with their family, with whatever they're choosing to change. Because we all have the energies available to us that we don't have access to because we have so many conclusions about our body. So, and I see it happen all the time. It's the most wonderful class I teach. I have so much fun with it.
Glenna,
wow.
Can you talk a little bit about the difference between the verbal processing and the body processes?
Yeah, so the verbal process.
We've been talking a lot about a lot of these disorders, like say for example the Hashimoto. We could talk about fibromyalgia, and I know that for each one of these we have the verbal processing as well. But what does the body process add to the verbal processing?
Right. And the verbal processing is what we've been doing on this call.
Yes.
The body processes are activating energies, right, that your body, that are available to allow your body to change things it would like to change. And it's not a cookbook, so I can't, say on this call, right, that, if you have this disease state, you need to do this body process, because there's over 50 of them, And it can be any combination of different ones that can create the change. But there's ones for, you know, anti-aging. There's ones for creating more space, awareness of the space of your body. There's ones for joy of embodiment. There's ones to uncreate and destroy your, you know, the way you automatically respond to sex and relationships. What are some more, Andrew? You have them all.
Well, I think it's just more the difference between the verbal processing is it's for everything that goes on your head that's creating it. And then the body processes are actually for your body. They have nothing to do with what's going on in your head. It's designed to undo all the dysfunction that you created in your body. So all that tension, disease, dysfunction, these body processes undo. Can the verbal processing do that? Yes, because it kind of gets your head out of the way. But there's still some kind of like leftover debris and all this trash and everything that's in the body that the body needs some assistance dealing with. So these body processes really speed that up.
Well, and they work together.
It's like two pieces of the same, you know, puzzle. It's like you
absolutely.
And so much of the body processes open up the verbal processing even more because, you know, we ask these questions and you're like, well, I don't get that I'm creating this. I don't know how this happened. I just kind of go like, you ask a question and you're like, the person's like, I don't know. And then you run these body processes and all of a sudden they remember like a time that it occurred. Like, for example, I always had a pain like in my back. And I could never remember what it was, but it was this burning pain and it was there. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then one day I was like, well, let's just run a body process on it. It's called cell memory. It's for like scars and stuff. So I'm running it, and as the person's running it, I remember when I was this kid and I like basically scraped my back on a nail. And it was in that exact spot, but I didn't remember it until that body process was having run, and then all of a sudden the pain and everything was gone. But I didn't realize even what it was, and I was like, okay, what is this? What is this? What is this? But until I had the body process, I didn't realize what it was, and it didn't change until I had that.
Yeah, often you can't access the information your body's giving you until you've unlocked some things from the body processes. And, you know, I don't see a huge separation, except the body processes are done on the body, and you need to be, you know, touching bodies is a huge part of what that is. And I'm doing verbal processing all the time during the class while the processes are being run based on the energies that are coming up for people. And, you know, what Andrew's describing is a perfect example of how these things can change. And I imagine that he doesn't have that burning pain in his back anymore.
No, I haven't had it ever.
Like I said earlier, most of the pains in your body are an awareness. The body process will allow you to have more access to what those awarenesses are. So once you have the awareness, the pain's gone. It goes away. Like magic. It's about accessing magic.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about, you know, like you hit your nose recently, and it was
I did. Right there.
and it kept bothering you, and you're like, what is this? And I was like, well, what do you know?
It took me a second. I didn't want to know that I didn't know something, and sometimes our body talks to us that literally, like knows and know are such a similar word that's what the information of the body. My body was giving me something about what I wasn't willing to know about some stuff going on. And when I got the awareness, and it wasn't cognitive, it was just energetic awarenesses, the pain started going away instantly. It was really, I find that delightful when that happens. So are you willing to have that much fun with your body?
Yeah, and I think that's really important, the energetic awareness, because most of the time a lot of people are looking for the words, you know. I need to get awareness in words, but it's often in terms of energetic awareness. Glenna, can you address one question? How can I have no judgment about my body? How do we stay in allowance when we feel the intensity or pain or reduced physical function, example, limited mobility?
Yeah. How do you stop judging your body? It's choice. It's choice. You have to choose it. You have to make a demand that no matter what it takes, you're going to stop judging your body. And then when you do, don't go into the wrongness of judging that you just judged your body. Say, okay, that's a judgment. What can I do to get rid of that judgment? And you uncreate and destroy the judgments. But it's a muscle you build, because this reality is about judging your body about everything. I mean, if you have a sensation or pain in your body and you judge it as a problem, it becomes a problem and you start creating it that way instantly. You need to catch yourself before you've decided it's a problem, before you've decided it's a pain. What energy is this? It's being the question all the time with your body. And because the judgments are going to be what you start creating from. And I know I wish I could give you a great answer, you know, and I just do some magical 1, 2, 3 to stop you judging your bodies, but it's really a choice you have to make. And you know, I still judge my body. I'm just more and more aware of when I'm doing it, and it doesn't last as long. Because I'm really aware of how judgments create the problems in our body, and question creates change, so you don't have to have problems in your body. So if it's something you truly are desiring to have in your life, it's a choice that you have to make first, and choice then starts creating the awarenesses that will help change that.
Awesome. So, I mean, I'm so excited to have you and Andrew coming to Dubai to do the body class. And I know there are a lot of people who are waiting to be in a body class with you. And we'd also like to invite people from all over the world to come visit Dubai, because it's a beautiful time of the year to be in Dubai. The body class is in December 12th, 13th, and 14th of December. And
Right.
there's like so many fun things going on at that point of time. Like, I know one of the things that my body really enjoys is going out in the desert and just, you know, being in the desert, being under the stars and so on. So we have this amazing, you know, thing called the desert safari. So come to Dubai and have fun in the desert here with us. The desert, the beaches, the beautiful weather.
I'm so excited. The desert. Wow. Okay, that's really fun. That sounds really, really fun for my body. It just got very, like, all
Yeah.
perked up.
I remember the first time, you know, we went out in the desert, and we went out camping, and we literally, you know, went out camping with no tents, you know. So all we had was these little mats that we put on the desert, and we all went to sleep. So when we went to sleep, it was like a full moon, okay? So you barely could see any stars or anything like that. And then I woke up in around 3:30 a.m. and there was no moon, and there were all these, you know, like millions of stars twinkling in the sky. There were no lights anywhere, just the stars. It was so beautiful. It was amazing. So, you know, you can go for an overnight desert safari, or you can just, you know, go for an evening desert safari. It's an amazing experience.
Thanks for sharing the energy of that, Nilüfer. There's so many amazing and beautiful spots on the planet, and this is one I have not been to yet. So I'm really excited to. And the energy you're sharing with everyone is pretty amazing. How is that going to contribute to the body class? And how's the body class going to contribute to even more of that possibility on the planet? So the things I really enjoy is the contribution that the bodies changing are to the earth and to the cities I go to. So what are we going to change in Dubai that we can't even imagine is possible?
Oh, wow. That is so. You know, the other thing I wanted to share was that I have my mom visiting here, and she's been here for a month. So we've been like running body processes on each other every day for 2 hours a day.
Wow.
And,
okay.
wow. And the amount of ease and space in my universe is just so, I mean, the joy and the peace that I am in right now, and I was looking for the words to actually describe it, and it's like I feel like I'm being more of me these days.
Yeah, that's one of the things they allow you to get rid of all of that stuff that's not you, so you can perceive who you are and be you. You know, I know someone I think named Dane here, Dr. Dane here, says be you, change the world. And these things are some of the things that can help you be you and access you and the magic you have available. You wouldn't want that for what reason? In Dubai, of all places.
In Dubai, of all places.
Yeah.
So I know that we just have like 2 or 3 minutes before we end the call. Can I ask you just a last question?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
So there's been like, it's really interesting. There's been literally like 20 questions asking, you know, about losing weight, and you know, looking at food, and you know, there was this one question that she's put on weight after coming to access classes, and she finds it very difficult to let go of weight after that. So can you talk a little bit to that?
Yeah, see, the weight gain is created in a million different ways too, so it's hard to address it just this way. But one of the things, if you misidentified and misapplied expanding your being, becoming more expansive with access, is expanding your body. And everything that is, would you guys like to destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And also, when you become aware of the space that you are, when you get rid of these limitations and judgments, you start creating yourself as the space you be. You're becoming aware of it, and that's a lightness that can feel pretty strange. And putting on the density of weight can start to, you can kind of be pulling yourself back into the heaviness that you're used to. So anyway, you've been doing that. Could you uncreate and destroy that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And then ask your body what it would like to look like. And it's not you don't always get a cognitive answer, but you can start to get awarenesses of what it would like to look like. Sometimes people putting weight on the body is actually something the body likes. I mean, sometimes being more voluptuous and having more curves is something your body really enjoys. And sometimes it's not. So talk to your body about that and ask what size it would like to be, what clothes it would like to wear, what food it would like to eat, and you can also start body. What food would you like to eat so we can get rid of some of the excess fat we put on? And the main thing is don't judge it. Don't judge it as a wrongness. Bodies can change all the time, and they can change size all the time. And if you start to judge when you put on weight, you lock it in more. I mean, your body could go up and down in size every week, and what if that was fun? Anything else? Anyone else wants to add with that?
I just wanted to ask one thing. So when you were talking about, when you are space and you're trying to make it dense, so
Yeah.
when you have the awareness that you're doing that, how can you change that?
When you're aware of it, what I would do is just expand your awareness out thousands of miles in all directions and increase the awareness of the space between the molecules of your body, which you guys just are all doing right now. And choose to not do that. This reality is very attractive. So everywhere this reality and the density of this reality are more real to you than what's possible, can we uncreate and destroy all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And this is, I've been talking a lot about the muscles you build. This is something that gets easier and easier the more you do it, because it's so much more fun. There's so much more joy in being the space and peace of embodiment versus the density. And that'll start to become more attractive to you than the other way, and it'll happen faster. But taking a second to just expand out, and it's only a second to do that. I mean, you guys just all did this on the call with me, and I felt the people listening also did that. How quickly you just expanding your awareness out, expanding your being out thousands and thousands of miles in all directions.
Wow. So thank you so much, Glenna. Thank you so much, Andrew. And I know that I still have a bunch of questions, and they're still coming in. And I'm really sorry that we couldn't get to all the questions in today's Hangout, and we may create something later. But
Yes.
Thank you so much for asking your questions, and it's been such a huge contribution. And thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Glenna, for being with us and
Thank you.
talking about bodies. Andrew, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, what is one thing that you would like to leave all our listeners with before about bodies?
Wow. It's
10
really
things?
it's really easy to change your body. It's not as difficult as people think. It's actually a lot easier. It's just you have to choose it, and then just kind of ask your body questions, because your body doesn't want to fight you. It's just like this kind of misnomer, like you have to fight your body to change stuff. It's like, no, your body would like to do whatever it can, but you're giving it 5,000 messages going every opposite direction possible. So you're like, I'm so fat. You say that, and then you want to get skinny or you want to lose weight, but you're saying you're fat at the same time. So the body's like, what do you want me to do here? So just get really clear on what you're asking your body to do, and it can change.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Glenna, and thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
And we'd love to have you guys come to Dubai. So if you want to come play with us in Dubai, write to me or Jennifer. And I'm going to put a link to register for the body class just underneath the hangout. And we'd love to have you. Come visit us. Let's go play in the desert.
Thanks so much for this hangout. Maybe we need to do another one before my class so we can answer more questions.
Let's do it. That would be so much fun.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
Everyone, bye. See you
Bye.
soon.
See you soon.